Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good morning, friends, and welcome, Neil.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is a show and tell. I'm going to show some pictures of chrysanthemums and tell you a bit about the history. First, a few examples of the different variations of chrysanthemums. Like this, and this, and this. Can you cut down the light some more, if you don't mind? So you can see the detail.
Beautiful.
Wild, isn't it? The range of variations. And this is just a small sample of chrysanthemum, which is one of 400,000 species of flowering plants. You know, plants are divided by the way they reproduce by seeds and without seeds, and even those that produce seeds may not have flowers, like the pine trees we have around here. And the flowering plants, as I said last time, I think, has one of the richest variety of species, 400,000. And that compares to mammals, which is us, and the mice, and the cats, and the bats. All those only have 56,000 species. 56,000 versus 400,000. That is the variation of the flowering plants. And among these 400,000, we picked, selected, and bred a few hundreds for our gardens, for our pleasure. And this is one poster showing some of the favorite garden flowers. And each one has a history on how we selected it and then propagated it. And chrysanthemum has a long history, going back several centuries. This is China, from China. Ancient pottery, porcelain, with chrysanthemum as the main motif and design. Chrysanthemum is a big part of Chinese culture, I understand. It's associated with emperors, cities, and arts, including pottery, like you see here, and paintings. The earliest record of chrysanthemum cultivation in China goes back to 1500 BC. 1500 BC. From there it came to Japan around 8th century, and now it's a big part of Japanese culture. One of the most sacred festivals in Japan is the Chrysanthemum Festival. It came to Europe in 7th century and 17th century, I'm sorry, and a Swedish botanist named it chrysanthemum for golden flower, Greek for chrysos for gold and anthemum for flower. And I believe that matches the Chinese word for chrysanthemum, which is gold flower. We in America have chrysanthemums all over now. In Atlanta, they grow in fall, in September and so on. You begin to see lots of chrysanthemums. And I went to Asheville once and happened to run into a chrysanthemum show, and I'll show you some pictures from there. This is a nice bouquet at the front desk of the chrysanthemum show, and you see at least 2 varieties here. But to see the real detail, you have to be like the butterfly. You have to hover and get close. And if you do that, this is what you'll see. Much more detail that you miss from a distance. And if you go from flower to flower like a butterfly, this is what you see. More. chrysanthemums. Some wild and some dense with a palette of colors. And this is my last slide. And what you see here, the colors, the textures, the architecture in a single flower is but one aspect of the flower. Underneath there is a intricate cellular architecture and very complex biochemical pathways that make the flower work, that make it fit into the ecosystems. So what we see, for all the beauty, is just a tiny, tiny fraction of the plant world. Is this a wonderful world?